information about how to meet us online as far as meeting on Zoom on Sundays. It also has an event calendar, so lots of things going on our website. So please visit us and find out what's going on there. Not only do we have what's going on our website, we're also going to have it on Facebook. We're going to post it on Instagram. We're going to do wherever we can to let people know that what we're doing online is available to everyone. And they can do it from wherever they are in the country. And Debbie is one of those people I'm going to call out who isn't from the Pacific Northwest. She isn't even here. She's 2 hours ahead of us. So thank you for joining us, Debbie, from where you are. Thank you for everyone who's joining us for wherever you are. So I'm really excited to get started. Do you feel ready? You can open up your microphones if you'd like and say, yes, I feel ready.
Yes, I feel ready.
Excellent.
We're ready.
I'm ready.
Yay.
Here we go.
Okay. All right. So definitely, we're going to be talking a little bit about new beginnings. Surprise. We're going to be doing something new and innovative, and I'm really excited to be able to have this opportunity to be able to share with you. I'm going to talk a little bit about Swami Vivekananda. So if you haven't heard of Swami Vivekananda, you should have, because he's very influential. And if you didn't know, I'm going to tell you, he's very influential on the New Thought movement and where we are today as a movement in unity. So way back in the mid 1800s, a young man from India comes to at the late 1800s, comes to the United States and changes the way we think. So I'm really excited to be able to share that and to share his adventure in beginning something brand new in the United States. But first, before we go into that, I would like to introduce our musical guests. And we have Matt and Becky. They're here today from where they are at their location, and they've tuned in, and I'm so excited to have them here. And so I'm going to invite them to start us off with a song. So thanks, Matt and Becky, for being here. Thank you all for being here. And let's just sit back and enjoy what they have to offer.
Thank you, Lori. We're live from Shoreline.
Secret government bunker.
We thought this would be a nice song to begin our new day. Karen Drucker wrote this song with John Hoy. And if you know it, please sing with us. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, what I get more of is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel the sweet release of peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, I do it is infused with joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, 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 joy. day with love. Everything I do is infused with love. Start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of is love. Good morning.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. All right. Wow, what a way to start off our Sunday. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here today, all the way from Shoreline, and just being able to share your wonderful music with us. So thank you. We're going to start off today with a prayer for protection. And I've had Curtis do this the last couple of weeks. And because we have new technology and new things, and we're trying out a new platform, I'm going to be doing it for the next couple of weeks, but we're going to invite Curtis to come back in a couple of weeks, especially after he is done with his play. And I'll explain more about that during the announcements. So, but the prayer for protection, if you know the words, please say them with me and just join in. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. And wherever we are, God is and all is well. So let's just take this moment to go into prayer. Close your outer eyes. Take a breath and to feel yourself supported on the surface that you're on, whether you're sitting in a chair, sitting on the floor, lying back on the bed. Just be relaxed. Allow yourself to be supported and to know that you are safe and guarded by Spirit at all times. And as we move forward into this new idea, this new function, this new way of meeting together, we have faith that all is well, that we are doing exactly what we are guided to do, and we are listening. We are opening up our hearts and we're moving in the direction we need to go because we hear the call of God. We hear the call of Spirit. We know that this is where we need to be. And we're so grateful for the technology, for the opportunity for us to meet for wherever we are, to be able to be together in friendship and community right here where we are. And it's so wonderful to live in this time, to be able to have the things that we have and to be able to share with each other. And we're so grateful again. Say thank you, Spirit. And so it is. Amen. Oh, we're going to have a little bit of a different order of service where normally before we would have the announcements at the end, but we're going to start off with the announcements and then we're going to move into music again and then message. So our first announcement, first I would like to thank everyone who went to Surge yesterday to help with the sandwich and sack lunch making for the unhoused. There were quite a few people there, I hear, and they got it done in a very short period of time. And then Pastor Jimmy was able to come and to pick those up and pass them out for those who are in need. And we want to thank Surge South Tacoma for donating their space to continue to allow us to be there at no charge for over the next year to be able to continue that ministry, because it's such a beautiful ministry and it's so helpful for people who otherwise wouldn't have had a lunch or wouldn't have felt the connection of other people who care about them. So thank you for being there yesterday, and I appreciate each and every one of you who have decided to be part of that. I mentioned it earlier, we have a new events calendar that is on our website. So if you could go to our website at www.unityoftacoma.org, and I'll have Amarius put the link to our website into the chat. And you can go up and you can click the top and you can click that there's a calendar at the top and you can go and you can pull it up and you can see what's happening. We have so much going on. I know when we decided to do this, we're like, how are we ever going to connect? And now I'm thinking, how are we ever going to not connect? We've got so much going on. So let me go through the events. If you were here a few minutes before the service, you saw that there was a slideshow that showed you a little bit about what was going on, but I will explain what's happening right now. So next Sunday, which wasn't in the slideshow, is Invite a Friend Sunday. So the second Sunday of each month is going to be a special day where you're invited to invite a friend to come to Zoom. Now, the beautiful thing is not only will you be able to hang out with your friends here and your friends outside of Unity of Tacoma, but also your name will be put into a drawing if you bring a friend and that friend decides to come for a Starbucks coffee card. So not only do you get a Starbucks coffee card, but your friend that came gets a Starbucks coffee card. So second Sunday of each month over the summer is going to be Bring a Friend to Unity Sunday. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. You can check it out on my email is Lori, it's LORI at unityoftacoma.org. And I'll go ahead and I'll have Marius put that in the chat if you'd like to copy and paste that into your browser or into your email client. There is a lunch and sing-along that will be happening at the Lighthouse Senior Center. And I have to read this, 5016 A Street in Tacoma on Tuesdays, June 4th and 18th at 11:45. And that's when lunch starts. So you get in line at 11:45. You'll have to sign in and register ahead of time. But there's a $3.50 donation that is for the lunch for seniors who are 60 and older. For people who are less than 60, it is $6, but you are still welcome to join. So, and if you're unable to pay either of those, then you pay what you can, because this is a wonderful opportunity. And the sing along then is right after lunch at 12:30. There's a theater next door, and you go in and there is a screen where you can see all the words and you can sing along with them. So it's going to be a wonderful opportunity for those people who like to get together and sing, because I know we do here at Unity love to sing and love the music. Then this is a good opportunity. If you have any questions, then reach out to Karen after the service, and we'll have a breakout and you can ask her questions if you'd like. Next Sunday, next Saturday, June 8th, is going to be Unity of Tacoma's Play Date. So we're going to be meeting at the South Tacoma Library, that is at 3411 South 56th Street, and that's at 11:30. And we're going to play games. So we're going to play cards or dice or board games or whatever you decide to play. Bring something if you would like to share a game with us. And we'll be there for a couple of hours just having a good time, connecting, laughing, and playing games. So that is next Saturday. And again, if you have any questions, Marius put my email in the chat. Just email me and I'll let you know what's going on. June 12th, we have at 2:00 in the afternoon, Nature Around the Tacoma series, which is a native plant garden walk at Point Defiance, sponsored by the Frank Toby Jones Senior University and Metro Parks. You'll be able to stroll the native plant gardens at Point Defiance with the Tacoma Nature Center staff. This walk takes place on uneven trails, so if that is an issue for you, please know that the trails will be uneven. You can choose to meet up as a group at the park, or you can also take the bus from Frank Toby Jones. If you are interested in taking the bus, it leaves at 1:45, and you need to contact Jana at Frank Toby Jones for more information on how to use the bus to get to the Point Defiance Park. All ages are welcome to this. And I'm really excited to be able to share that Curtis is playing in Rogers and Hammerstein's musical Oklahoma at the Tacoma Musical Playhouse, which is 7116 6th Avenue in Tacoma, Washington. And the show times are June 14th, 15th, and 16th. On Friday and Saturday, it's going to be at 7:30 p.m. And on Sunday, there's a matinee at 2 p.m. Tickets run between $10 and $12, depending on your age. And you can go to tmp.org to buy your tickets or to find out more information. So I'm really excited for that. And thank you, Curtis, for letting us know. And I know it's going to be spectacular. We will also have a Soulful Connections spiritual guidance, which I've been doing once a month, and you can meet with us on Thursday, June 20th at 6:30 p.m. It runs for about an hour to an hour and a half, and we always have some kind of spiritual growth exercise. So please join us on that day on June 20th if you would like to do that. Again, contact me on my email if you would like to register for that and be part of that. Also, it is Pride Month. Happy Pride Month for those of you who are celebrating like me. And I would like to celebrate as a group. I think it would be a lot of fun. We're going to, over throughout the month of June and into July, until the 14th of July, we are going to wear colors of the rainbow. So over the next week, like next week, for example, June 9th, we're going to wear red. The following week, we're going to wear orange. And then June 23rd, we're going to wear yellow. And June 30th, I've decided to mix up blue and indigo because they're both two different blues. So we'll wear blue on that day. July 7th, we'll wear violet, and July 14th, we'll wear the rainbow colors all together. And the reason I'm doing it and I strung it out that long is because, well, there aren't enough weeks in the month of June to be able to put in all 7 colors. But also the Tacoma Pride celebration is July 13th. So we're going to be celebrating throughout June and into July, and we're really excited to be able to do that. So I'll be listing that on Facebook and on the website. And then also in the email for the link that you receive for the service, we'll tell you which color to wear. So I'm really excited about that. But remember, next week is red. That's all you need to remember. Wear your red. And then finally, after our message today, there is a memorial service for Ann Rourke at 11:30 a.m. at Unity of South Sound, located at 710 South Anderson Street in Tacoma. So that is 11:30. So I know many of you are planning on going, and you'll be leaving the service right at 11. So please send our prayers and our thoughts to those who are there celebrating Ann's life. All right, I'm going to invite Matt and Becky back for another song before we go into message. And I'm really excited again to have them with us. So thank you for being here.
I ask my God, what do I need to do? What do I say to you to bring your blessings down? I ask my God, what do I need to give? How do I need to live to bring your blessings down? And God said, faith, bless the tide roll in and then love, bless the tide roll out again. Faith, lets the tide roll in and then love, lets the tide roll out again. Let it roll, let it roll, let it roll, let it roll. I ask my God, what do I need to say? How do I need to pray to bring your blessings down? I ask my God, what do I need to believe? How should I learn to receive to bring your blessings down? And God said, faith lets the tide roll in and then love lets the tide roll out again. Faith lets the tide roll in and then love lets the tide roll out again. Let it roll, let it roll, let it roll, let it roll. Faith that God can do anything. Faith that I'm worthy. Love for all creation. It is a wonder and His glory. Faith lets the tide roll in and then love let it roll, 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 let it roll.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Oh. Well, here we come to the portion of our service where we are going to go through the message. And I wanted to start off our message before we move forward, is that after I'm all done with my talk today, we will have an opportunity for people to be able to weigh in, to give your opinions, to be kind with your opinions, to keep your questions and answers short, but we want to be able to allow people to give what it is that they got from the service today, what they got from the message. So it's an opportunity to open up your mic and to share and to laugh and to be part of each other's experience. So after the message, I will ask you to do that. So just so you're prepared as I'm talking, if something stands out, please hold on to that, make a mental note, and then we can talk about it after my message. All right, so our affirmation for today: as I cross the seas of faith, I embrace new beginnings. So say that with me. As I cross the seas of faith, I embrace new beginnings. And our reading for today is from Swami Vivekananda, and it is from September 11th, 1893. And this is from the first Parliament of World Religions that was in Chicago, Illinois. And the story goes that he came from India, and he found his way to the Parliament of World Religions, and he was very, very nervous. He was a very young man, 29 years old, and he asked to be pushed to the bottom of the list to be able to present because he was so nervous. They kept asking him if he wanted to present, and he said, no, I'm not ready. And finally, he presented this small speech that gave him a standing ovation at this World Religions, the first Parliament of World Religions meeting. And so he kind of started off his career here in the United States. So I would like to read that for you today. And it reads, I am proud to belong to a religion which has taught the world both tolerance and universal acceptance. We believe not only in universal toleration, but we accept all religions as true. I am proud to belong to a nation which has sheltered the persecuted and the refugees of all religions and all nations of the earth. I am proud to tell you that we have gathered in our bosom the purest remnant of Israelites who came to southern India and took refuge with pieces of Roman tyranny. I am proud to belong to the religion which has sheltered and is still fostering the remnants of the grand Zoroastrian nation. I will quote to you, brethren, a few lines from a hymn which I remember to have repeated for my earliest boyhood, which is every day repeated by millions of human beings. As the different streams having their sources in different paths, which men take through different tendencies, various though they appear, crooked or straight, all lead to thee. The present convention, which is one of the most august assemblies ever held, is in itself vindication, a declaration to the world of the wonderful doctrine preached in the Gita. Whoever comes to me through whatever form, I reach them, all men who are struggling through paths which in the end lead to me. Sectarianism, bigotry, and its horrible descendant fanaticism have long possessed this beautiful earth. They have filled the earth with violence, stretched it often with human blood, destroyed civilizations, and sent whole nations to despair. Had it not been for these horrible demons, human society would be far more advanced than it is now. But their time has come. And I fervently hope that the bell that tolled this morning in honor of this convention may be the death knell of all fanaticism, of all persecutions with the sword or with the pen, and of all charitable feelings between persons wending their way to the same goal towards God. And our inspirational lesson for today is also from Swami Vivekananda from his book, Raja Yoga. The old religion said that he was an atheist who did not believe in God. The new religion says that he is the atheist who does not believe in himself. As we start off on this journey online, I was very inspired by Swami Vivekananda's story because my husband and I, we watched a PBS special. It was called America's First Guru. So I'm going to share some slides with you, some pictures so you can see what he looks like. And all right, I hope everybody can see that. And this is the listing from the public broadcasting station, and it is from the documentary that is started in May 2024. It is America's First Guru, and it covers how a young man from India found his way to the Parliament of World Religions in Chicago, all the way from India as a wandering monk that he was. And somebody had given him the idea to come to the United States, and he absolutely had no way to get here. He had no idea of knowing what was happening. He had no idea of where he was going to be going. And I was really inspired by his story because I had heard so much about Paramahansa Yogananda, for example. And Paramahansa Yogananda came afterwards, and we hear a lot about him in the spiritual movement of Unity and New Thought. But Swami Vivekananda came before Paramahansa Yogananda, and when he came to the Parliament of World Religions in 1893, he was only 29 years old. So he was a man who was born in Calcutta, India. He was introduced to Indian philosophy of Vedanta and yoga, and he came to the New World, or the United States, to be able to share that information with the Western world. He was a disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, which was, I'm going to use now, from now I'm just going to say Ramakrishna because it's easier to say. Vivekananda played a crucial role in the revival of Hinduism, which was waning in India at the time, and is credited for his interfaith awareness and being able to share that with the world. And his voice was so prominent at the time, and he was just a wandering monk. He was very intellectual. He had been classically trained. He had gone to college. He'd had a really wonderful life, but he had also lost his father when he was a teenager. And so his life, which was prominent and he was quite abundant, living an abundant lifestyle, he didn't have the support any longer of his father. So he and his siblings and his mother were kind of tossed out, and they went into poverty. So as he became a young man, he found a monk, which was Ramakrishna, and he decided to join his order. And so as he became part of that order, he stayed there for a couple of years, and then his mentor, his guru, Ramakrishna, he passed away. And so he became a wandering monk after that. He did that for a few years, and then he had a friend who mentioned to him that he should go to the United States. And when he got to the United States, it was really exciting for him because he'd never left India. He'd never been anywhere before. He'd never been on a boat. He'd never crossed the water. When he got to the United States, he didn't even have a place to stay. The housing that he had, that he was supposed to be in, wasn't there for him. So here he was, a kid from India who had no idea what was happening in the middle of the 19th century, and he had no idea what he was doing. He had no place to go, and he ended up on the doorstep of just some random person And that woman comes out to talk to him, asks him if he's part of the parliament. And he said, yes, I'm supposed to be, invited him in, and he was able to stay with her throughout the week. So he was by chance wandering the streets of Chicago, and somebody took him in, and he became still a participant in the Parliament of World Religions. When he was in the United States, he went through a lot of trials and tribulations and things like that. But he ended up creating the Vedanta Society. And for those of you that may not be aware of the Vedanta Society, we have a Vedanta Society here in Washington. And I believe there are about 16 of them in Canada, in the United States. And the Vedanta Society in Seattle doesn't really look like an ashram, does it? No, it looks like a North Seattle home. And it is actually beautiful. I've been there and been inside. And but it's become where a man from India, one man who drops in Chicago, ends up wandering around the United States, was in New York, and then came to the West Coast. He eventually created the Vedanta Society, which still thrives today. So I'm really excited to be able to share that, because even though he comes to the United States with absolutely nothing, he had no place to stay. He just had somebody pay for his passage to get here. He had no plan other than he knew that his goal was to be able to speak at the Parliament of World Religions in Chicago. And he gets there, he's so nervous, he can't speak. And finally he speaks and becomes this popular guru in the United States that nobody ever hears about today. And interestingly enough, his voice, he inspired a lot of the individuals who went on to create the New Thought movement. So like Mary Baker Eddy, we also had the transcendentalists like Emerson and Thoreau. They were all inspired by Swami Vivekananda, as well as Nikola Tesla and William James, the psychologist, and all of those people who were very prominent at that time period. He inspired them. And if you can listen to his thoughts and his teachings and ideas, his idea about the potential, the divine potential within each and every one of us, talks about how we all have the potential to be that person that has the ability to do whatever it is that they want. And we also do this through the power of our minds, the power of our ability to get into meditation, get into that space. And also we at Unity embrace all religions as a path towards the greatest good. So he inspired a lot of what we do at Unity. We just don't hear much about him. So his legacy was very profound. It was profound in India. It was profound in the United States. He not only created people who here in the United States who took on his movement at the Vedanta Society, but he also sent people from the United States to India to be able to work in the movement that he had started there, to be able to help the people get out of poverty and to eventually liberate themselves from oppression. So Vivekananda at the Parliament of World Religions, here he is. This is a pretty grainy photo, but it is one that is pretty prominent. And all of these individuals all met there from all around the world. And every year, the Parliament still meets, the Parliament of World Religions still meets, and Unity is part of that. I know that our former CEO went to the Parliament of World Religions this year and represented Unity. So if you ever get a chance to learn more about that, you can go online and find the information. They have talks and they have all kinds of things. So his voyage across the sea then, and from India to the United States, symbolizes what a lot of us go through in our lives, and we just don't realize it in that way. See, it symbolizes kind of like this. You can use the metaphor of a brave sailor, for example, a sailor who dares to leave the shore and navigates the sea and leaving everything that they know behind and to explore something brand new. And in this metaphor, the ocean then, that boundless ocean, that horizon that seems to go forever, it represents all the opportunities that we have out there. And the thing about opportunities is that we have to step off the shore, get on the boat, to travel across the ocean to be able to get to what it is that we want. We have to take that potential. and we have to grasp that opportunity and take the risks to embrace uncertainty and to move in the direction that we need to move. And I think his story really resonates with me because it's actually what we're going through here at Unity of Tacoma. So his journey to the West then was driven by a mission to share his word, his ideas, Vedanta, and the idea of the divine within. And it's an adventure that we at Unity of Tacoma are also embracing. We're embracing the new technology. We're embracing the new ways to connect with people. We are taking a leap of faith and moving into unknown territory. And so when we do this, we have to do a couple of things. And first, we have to have the courage to take the journey. We have to be able to set sail, leave our comfort zones, and explore the new possibilities. And we need to do this together as a group. We need to say, hey, band together, hold hands, we can do this. And we step on that boat and we move into the unknown waters that are vast but full of so much potential. So we have to leave our comfort zones and explore our new possibilities. We also have to be willing to navigate the challenges that happen. I've already this morning had several challenges that have come up, and that's okay because we will navigate them. We will learn how to deal with them. And the challenges are inevitable. We're going to have them. We're going to have the glitches, and it's going to be part of the journey. But during the process, we're going to become more resilient, and it's really going to make the journey more worthwhile because we'll be learning together and experiencing together. And during this process, we have to be willing to embrace the discovery and also to grow. When we embrace new beginnings, we are learning and moving into a personal and spiritual growth. So it's not only are we learning new technology and learning new things with our minds, not only are we connecting with each other in new ways with our hearts, but we are also opening our spirit and being able to connect with everyone else and move together in the direction that is spiritual growth. And so these new opportunities are all that and more. So it's really exciting when we have these opportunities that seem so scary, but we are looking at spiritual discovery and growth. And finally, as Unity, we are always looking for the opportunity to foster a sense of unity with everyone, wherever you are, wherever we are. And that's the great thing about what we're doing right now. We're expanding our reach. We are reaching more than just the individuals that come into we're coming into our place where we were meeting. Now we can reach everyone everywhere, and they can connect and they can talk to us, and they can share their joys and they can share their struggles. They can ask for a prayer, and we have prayer people who are willing and able to do those things. So we can connect wherever they are, and we are expanding our reach like Vivekananda did when he came to the United States. He had no idea what he was doing, but he was expanding his reach. And when he got here, when people saw what he was trying to do, and when people started to learn about him and the word got out, then he became the America's first guru. And he wandered around the world and was here for 10 years. And so it's absolutely astonishing what that man could have done in the short period of time that he was here. Also, he didn't live very long. Swami Vivekananda passed away at the age of 39 years old. So what he did in his short life was amazing. So Vivekananda then inspires us to view life as that ocean of vast opportunity and encourage us to be adventurous, to be able to grasp onto that hope and to move forward with joy and set sail to all the new beginnings that are waiting for us. And we know that each journey that we take, whatever that is, it enhances our inner strength and it broadens our horizons. Swami Vivekananda says that all the great accomplishments are hard. Nothing worthwhile comes easy, but do not lower your ideal because it is difficult to obtain. Because we have this ocean of vastness with us at all times, and we are entering unknown territory, but we are not doing it alone. We are doing it together. And so I'm really excited as we move forward as a Unity of Tacoma, as a community, as friends and family, to be able to go on this new journey together. So I want to thank you for listening to the story of Swami Vivekananda. If you are interested, you can go to pbs.org and you can watch it on demand on your computer, or you can check out your PBS logo listings and he'll be on again. It was just released in May. So it's worth your time. It's a great story. And it really gives you an idea of how inspirational this one man who was here for such a short time and how much he was able to accomplish by just having faith to cross the ocean of possibility to get where he was. So I want to thank you for listening. And now it's your opportunity to comment, to ask questions, to open a discussion. So if you are interested in speaking, please open up your mic and or raise your hand.
Hi.
This is Marcia. Hi,
I look like I'm in bed. I'm laying on the couch.
Marcia.
Let me sit up. So Lori, so how would you characterize the thought that was before he showed up? Was it that God is on the outside and, you're praying to somebody outside and now you're more praying toward your inner God? Is that how we would characterize that?
No, actually, that what he came from as a monk, as he was a follower of Ramakrishna, where at first he would have had that because that type of thought was only available to the monks at the time. So when he became a monk, he was able to establish that, to be able to connect to that divinity within, and he started to reinvent himself as a young man, as the follower, as a monk. And when he became that monk, then he wanted to share that enlightenment, that idea that we are the divine within. And so that's one of the reasons why he wanted to come to the United States. All he wanted to do was to make it to that Parliament of Religions and be able to tell people about his faith and what it is that he believes. And then once he was there, he became a very popular speaker, and he spoke to a lot of people around the country. And he would even go to people's living rooms and speak. So it was quite a thing. But he always believed in that divinity within after he became a monk, and then he was able to live that life for a few years. So he embodied that. So yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think it would be really cool to watch that video about his whole life,
Absolutely. Yeah. I would recommend that. And if you get an opportunity to read any of his books, he has several that were published, and some of them after he had transitioned. So there are lots of books out there though on Raja Yoga is the most popular one, but I have one on Yana Yoga, all the different aspects of yoga. So yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anybody else want to comment or to ask a question?
Okay. It just was absolutely perfect for today because the same message is for us. We're in uncharted waters, but we're reaching out. And also to say we include everyone from every faith can come and find their own practice, how they want. You do the intellectual work, you can do all the reading. It's a big thing for me is to let go and ask and turn it over. And to ask for feelings even. Ask for grace. Ask for assurance. Yeah, it works. And we just need permission with the language to help us be ourselves. Yeah. So thank you. It was very appropriate for our first day.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, he was inspired me. And so I was like, well, I think it's a good day to share my inspiration. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Curtis, you had your hand raised.
Oh, he's on mute.
Must unmute.
With my other hand. Oh, is that better?
That's great. Yes.
Now you can hear me sing Rogers. No, I'm good at that. Anyway, thought of two things. The first thing that we need to hear this message more and more as these political divisions divide our country and our world.
Yes.
And to realize that we are all brothers. But and then that's reflecting about when I was growing up in the roaring 60s and going through working at the different airports where all the Ave Krishnas would be showing up, and everybody greeted them with derision and just, you know, these people in robes, and they'd just, you know, they'd take their books and throw them away or burn them or just really harass all the monks. And it was just heartbreaking to see. And like, I didn't know at the time where my journey would take me, but I didn't treat them that way because I respected them for what they were, not knowing that I was on my path too. But like just the hate and the fear that all these monks were shown, like the fear of the unknown. It was just amazing. So I'm glad that the message is still there and still valid, and we can still listen and learn. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. I was, like I said, I was very familiar with Paramahansa Yogananda, who came after, who was early in the 20th century, that came and inspired Yogananda. And I was extremely inspired, but I just didn't realize how much of an influence he had at the time. And you can understand that a brown-skinned individual coming from India at the end of the the 1800s was a little jarring for people. And so some people loved him, thought he was so exotic, and then other issues. And so, but he really persevered and became an inspiration for a lot of different movements, especially New Thought, and especially in Center for Spiritual Living, and in those movements, Christian Science and Unity, who believe in that divine presence within. And I think that he had an influence on how that unfolded and how our understanding with that came to be. And so it was really inspiring. So thank you for your comment. And yes, it is. We really need that right now. And I don't know why to me today, and this is my personal opinion, why we still struggle with that, because it has been over 100 years and we still come back to that ever so often, where we're in this turmoil, and I don't understand how to break that cycle. So I think for those of us who are in it, to be able to bring the divine and come from that source, and where we come from is that love. I think that it's up to us to be able to continue to hold that candle for all the things that are happening in the world. So yeah, thank you, Kurt. Victoria.
Well, it's another example to me of the old refrain, the older I get, the less I seem to know. Because I've just been appalled in many respects to how much false information I took in as a child. You know, things like getting all excited about Columbus Day and all about, you know, Columbus and how great an explorer he was and blah, blah, blah. And it took me all the way until the early 2000s to find out that was all a load of you know what. And it keeps happening again and again. In the last 2 days, when all of a sudden a reality struck me with the Black Wall Street and what all happened. I mean, I never ever heard anything about it until the last 2 days. And now this learning is, quite frankly, it's brand new for me. At least I'm not finding out that I learned something all wrong in the past. This is a new thing and a new beginning. And I'm going to be really interested in learning how that keeps translating into our future. And maybe it is truly about learning lessons from the past and making something good out of it. Much for this, our first day. And
Oh, great. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely, no problem. You know, the idea of spiral dynamics, if you're familiar with spiral dynamics is as we evolve, we always touch on things that we have experienced before. That's the way with the spiral. You start down at the bottom and you move up, but you're always coming back, kind of touching on what you've done, but you're more evolved this time. So each time we have to come around, each time I keep thinking it's an evolutionary process and we're going to get there eventually. But we're still touching on some of the things that need to evolve, but we're different. And so as we evolve, then we can make more and more change in the area, I believe, that we need to make change. So we represent. So thank you for that, Victoria.
Sure.
Anyone else? Jody.
Oh, good. Hi.
Hi.
You're not going to see me because I am horizontal.
That's okay. It's no problem. You can absolutely have your camera off and I can speak to you. I can hear your voice.
Well, you just touched on the magic words.
Uh-huh.
I joined when you were just starting to talk about Swami Vivekananda, and that name rolls off my tongue because in the 1970s, when I was working at the News Tribune, I had my first exposure to Unity of Tacoma, which was right across the street from the new Tribune building.
Right.
And all the older women over there had somehow, the rumor was out in the building that they were serving soup for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
So I went over there. I'd never stepped inside a Unity, didn't know what it was, and certainly was intrigued and a little, it thought it was a little unusual because of my religious background, and looked at all the mystical stuff that they had on display in the book things. And anyway, had great soup, and I made that a habit to run over every week when they had the soup. And at the time, and this just blew me away when you started talking about it, there was a woman who worked in the AP wire room. We had two people who took all of the AP ticker tape type things that would come over when the stories would come over. They would cut them off and run them out to the editors, and AP stories coming over. And her name was Caritha B. Alkire. And her name was unusual in my mind, and in everybody's mind. She was kind of an unusual person. And part of the reason she came across as so unusual was she was always talking about the Vedanta Society and Swami Vivekananda. She just loved that Swami. And of course, the 70s, the Beatles were doing their thing. And so it just, when you just spoke of the spiral connection, is that what you called it?
Spiral dynamics, yes.
Spiral dynamics. This is very dynamic for me because Caritha, I always liked her. I thought she was just such an odd duck, but she was always happy. Didn't matter how odd she knew she probably was in our eyes. She just lived her life and was happy to do it. And she just was one of those people. I made sure I memorized her name and the name Swami Vivekananda.
Right.
And I didn't know anything about him other than what she talked about. So, wow, I open up the Zoom screen and there's this connection to my
There you
Unity.
go. It is divine appointment, Jody. Divine appointment. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to ask Matt and Becky. I want to thank everybody for their inspiration, their comments, and their interaction with us. Stay with us afterwards if you have more that you would like to talk about. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. But I'm going to invite Matt and Becky back for another song before we go into a meditation.
Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore and wind to mystery. You have all you need, it's all inside of you. Just close your eyes and breathe. Know that you are safe. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore and into mystery. and trust that you are safe. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery.
Thank you. That was perfect. Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right, let's get into a position of meditation. Whatever's comfortable for you. The beautiful thing of being at home is you can lay back on your bed, you can lay on the couch, you can put your feet up. You're not limited to sitting upright in a chair. But if you are sitting upright in a chair like me, you can close your outer eyes and take a deep breath. And you can bring your awareness to your body, bringing your attention away from those things that are distracting you, and all you're hearing is my voice, and being able to see and to be what's inside of you. And as you breathe, you just allow that to become who you are. Today, we're going to meditate on that inner strength, that self-resilience, that ability to be able to move through whatever life offers us. Return yourself to yourself, bringing the idea that there is anything outside of you, and bring it inside where you will meet the divine, because it doesn't exist outside of you, without you, unless you go within. That's the connection. We're always looking for things to replace those things that fill the holes, those things outside of us, those material things that validate who we are. But today we are not. We don't need those things to validate who we are. We are the divine, and the divine works through us. And we are those lights in the world. And we're bringing the message of unity to everyone, wherever they are. We are in this moment together, enjoying the moment, deeply meditating, feeling everything in our bodies tingle with the light and love of energy that is flowing through us. And like Swami Vivekananda, we move forward in faith. We know that with each step we are supported. No matter what road we take, no matter what journey we are on, we know that we will see those little synchronicities that will tell us that we are moving in the right direction. So as we move, we are awakened to those things that tell us that we are doing the right thing. And as the Swamis taught us, that we can be afraid, we can be nervous, we can be unsure of what's going to happen, because all we have to do is take that one thing, that idea of promotion of spirit in the world, and move forward with that. And no matter what comes up, whatever comes into our purview, things that we can or cannot control, we know that we will navigate those difficulties. We will be able to go into uncharted waters, and we'll be able to reach the other side on a new horizon with new ideas and new experiences. We're so grateful. With gratitude, we say, thank you, Spirit. Thank you for allowing us to have these wonderful experiences, to feel the entire rainbow of color of emotion, whether we be sad or happy or frightened or brave. All of those things are valid. And we need to experience each and every one to be able to have the wonderful canvas that is our life. But today we are building our resilience by going off into something new, doing something, going somewhere that we do not know the beginning or the end, really. We just know that we put our foot in front of the other and we are moving into a new journey and a new path. And as we take breath and we get out of this meditation, we again say thank you. Thank you for each other, that we can grasp each other's hands. We can hold each other in hugs, and we can hold and connect with our hearts as we move forward together as a community. And we invite anyone, anywhere, to be able to be here with us, because we know we are doing the right thing. We are moving with spirit, and that's all that we need. Take a breath, feeling yourself again in your body, feeling that air flow into your lungs, in and out. Beginning to feel your physical body again, feeling it supported, feeling your feet on the floor if you're sitting up, your body supported on the surface that you're on. And with gratitude, I'd like you to put your hand on your heart. And again, say thank you for this opportunity, this time that we've been together, this time to connect, this time to grow. And so it is. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your awareness back to this space. I'm going to invite Matt and Becky for another song, and then we'll go into the ending of our service.
World runs fast, the spirit's slow. To where we think we need to go. When we move into passing gear, the song of love is hard to hear. Till everything's so loud that we're alone with what we're missing. Listen, listen. Somewhere beneath the sea of noise, we hear the angel's whispered voice. The song is there, the words are clear, and all we need is still right here. Listen, the harmony of wings in flight, the rising of the wind at night, the breaking of the ocean waves, that call the heart that's half awake, the sound of every breath we take will free a soul from prison. Listen, listen. Somewhere beneath the sea of noise, we hear the angel's whispered voice. The song is there, the words are clear, and all we need is still right here. Listen, for all we're worth, the door to heaven's here on earth. The shout for joy, the softest prayer, the sound of love is in the air. Listen, Listen, listen.
Thank you. Oh, listen, wow. What an idea. What a novel idea to be able to be fully present and to listen. You know, I teach students spiritual direction. And in the process of spiritual direction, it is about listening. But it's not about listening with you, just listening with your ears. It's about opening your heart and listening deeply with your heart. So I appreciate each and every one of you coming today and listening, not only to what I have to say, but also to be open with your heart, to be able to connect with us, to be here with us and present in this moment, because all we have is the connections that we make in the moment. Nothing is ever promised. And the things that we've had before are already gone away. We only have right now. And so I want to thank each and every one of you for coming today and being part of that. If you are interested in supporting what we do here at Unity of Tacoma, there are many different ways you can give. You can go to our website at unityoftacoma.org and you can give there. You can give via PayPal. There's a love offering button at the top. You can give there. You can go to facebook.com and you can give via donation there. You can use Zelle at our telephone number 253-576-3225. Give through Zelle. You can also go to our, you can send us a check at P.O. Box 112289, Tacoma, Washington, 98411. And you can mail a check there. And also, I'm going to have, which he already does, Marius already has it in the chat if you are interested in giving today. And you can go to PayPal right on our website by clicking the link in the chat. So we're really, any way you can give, it helps to support the missions and ministries and the musicians that we have each and every week. And we're so grateful for all of you. I'm going to end this service today with the benediction. And again, it was written by Paramahansa Yogananda. Swami Vivekananda. Woo, I'm on the wrong page. Okay. And it is, take up one idea. Make that one idea your life. Think of it, dream of it, live on that idea. Let the brain, the muscles, nerves, every part of your body be full of that idea. And just leave every other idea alone. This is the way to success. So again, I thank each and every one of you for being here today, being present and patient and giving us a lot of grace as we move through our first service together. We will see many changes and alterations as we find out what is the right way to do this. But I appreciate your inputs and your input and your availability to be part of our community. So I thank each and every one of you. So I'm going to invite Matt and Becky back for our final Let There Be Peace song. So please sing along, sing loud, and be part of the community and the voice that we want to create in the world. Thank you so much.
Peace that was meant to be with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the voice.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, Matt and Becky, for being here today.